Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Congo Bongo for the Atari 2600, released by Sega in 1983. I had this game as a kid and recently bought myself a copy that's actually pretty clean. It's been years since I played this one. It's an Atari 2600 version of an arcade game. The arcade version has different screens to play, 4 or 5 different screens to navigate, but the Atari version only has 2 of these. Here, you navigate through 2 different screens, 2 different types of mazes really, and you press the fire button to jump over obstacles. If you make it to the end of the second screen, you functionally beat the game, and you start over from the beginning again. Then you just repeat and keep going. The game starts and you get a little jingle. Then the jingle shifts to music that's basically mechanical and vaguely drum-like. It's not bad, I guess, it's nothing special, but it's the Atari 2600 and it's at least something. And it seems fitting for the game. I don't know, it just seems like it's the right type of sound for this style of game. The first stage is a cross between a few different games. First, it's part Donkey Kong. You need to climb a structure to get to a gorilla. The gorilla is Congo Bongo. He is throwing coconuts down a series of steps at you. Where the steps come from in the middle of the jungle, I don't know, but you need to walk away from the coconuts or jump over them if they get too close. You're dodging obstacles thrown at you from a giant ape-like creature, just like Donkey Kong. Also, this game is a little bit like Q*bert in the way that the graphics are sort of displayed for you on the level. It's this sort of 3D isometric type view that they're mimicking here. I see it definitely as being similar to Q*bert. So you start the game and you run forward and you start to climb a few large steps, all while trying to dodge coconuts being thrown at you. After a few steps, the steps just become a little too tall to climb, so you can't go any further. Instead, you have to run down to the right at an angle to go across a platform to get to a different location. Now you can climb another 2 steps. At the top of the steps is a little platform and there are monkeys running around. You should try to avoid the monkeys and just jump across this little river to the other side. If a monkey jumps on you, he's going to claw on your back. If that happens, you need to sort of run around and jump around to try to get him off, but if you have a monkey on your back and you attempt to jump over the little gap in water, the river, you're going to fall into the water and you'll get flushed downriver over a waterfall and lose a life. If you do make it across the river, you can wrap back around to the front of the steps and you can climb the last few steps so you can head up to the top of the screen and clear the level. When you clear the level, Congo Bongo is going to run away as this new screen refreshes, and you're going to get this little musical jingle and advance to the next level. Then the basic Congo Bongo music starts playing again. Now we're at the second level, and this level functions differently than the first one. This level is now just like the game Frogger. Here, you need to jump on the backs of objects or creatures to make it across a river to the far side. At the bottom of the screen, you have lily pads and rainbow hippos. You'll need to sort of determine the path you want to take, and time your jumps accordingly to make it across to the center platform. If you stand on a hippo too long, it's going to toss you in the water and you're going to lose a life. I don't know, I seem to have plenty of time to get across when I play, so I don't know how much of a risk this actually is. Maybe it's more difficult in the higher levels. From the center platform, you now have to get to the end of the level. There are going to be 2 killer fish swimming between you and the top of the screen. They look more like miniature whales to me, but they are considered to be killer fish. Okay, no problem. Works for me, I guess. You'll need to jump on their backs, one, then another, and then you should be able to make the last jump to the end of the screen. If you step on the tails of the fish, they're going to toss you in the water. On the harder levels, the spacing is going to change, and it'll make the trek a little more difficult. Now on this level, the jumping is not as direct or as easy as Frogger. Frogger is a completely direct top-down view, so it feels really exact in that game when you're jumping. You know where you're going. Here, you are looking down on the second level, but your character is still in that same isometric type view on the first screen, so when you jump, it's not a visually exact moment to me. It sort of takes some getting used to. I guess once you get used to it, it's not that bad. Once you've made it to the other side, you've basically cleared the game. Now the system takes over and the crazy happens. Congo Bongo, the gorilla that was just throwing coconuts at you, is now sitting on a throne. You race across and you grab a torch, and then you run back and light the gorilla on fire. The goal of this game is to light a gorilla on fire. That's so crazy to me. It never stood out when I was a kid, but as an adult looking at this game overall, this suddenly offers up many more questions than answers. Who is the person that's actually lighting the gorilla on fire? This seems to break many laws, and is a behavior I would really expect to be coming more from a serial killer as opposed to a character in a kid's game. Where did Congo Bongo get a throne? Where did the fire come from? Can Congo Bongo make fire? Can he build furniture? He's sitting on a throne. If he can, why are we lighting an intelligent gorilla on fire? Such a strange ending. It made me start laughing as soon as I saw it. Congo Bongo was ported to a variety of different systems of that era. Some of the Atari PCs from the 80s had a version, and there was also an Atari 5200 version. I would love to get some of the 5200 games, but as of this video, I don't think there's an FPGA solution available to play the cartridges with. As soon as one is available, maybe I'll start collecting for it, I don't know. Well, that's all I have for Congo Bongo for the Atari 2600. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. But, just to remind you, you light a gorilla on fire. Thanks for stopping by.